Ballers Season 3, Episode 2. Are you ready to head out to Vegas? Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Viva Las Vegas, people! I'm Jill Munroe. Welcome to the Ballers After Show, Season 3, Episode 2, Bulls Rush. I'm not here alone. You can find... Let me stop and slow down. I think Elvis is throwing me off a little bit. We might have some love for Elvis, maybe. I know.
Yes.
Jill Munroe, you can follow me everywhere at Stiletto Jill. To my left...
Hey guys, thanks for joining us on this Sunday night. You can follow me at Suzette Babb on Twitter and Instagram. And to my left...
Hey everyone, it's Ivanna Williams. You can follow me on Twitter at Ivanna L. Williams.
I'm on the left of Ivanna, and I'm Nate
Ivanna.
Holding it down for the men.
That's what you get. And my social media is Dog Like Nate. You can follow me on Instagram and Snapchat and all that fun stuff.
All the good stuff, so they can see all the festivities and
Twitter,
activities.
Hey, dude.
All of that.
Pictures of cats and stuff.
Pictures of cats. Are you a cat guy,
No,
Big Dog Nate?
no,
Okay.
yeah.
Just
I'm
checking.
allergic to cats.
Just checking.
Fun fact.
We have something in common.
Wow.
She's upset.
You guys are like siblings over there.
I know,
Don't
right?
say that.
She does remind me of my sister.
Don't.
Okay.
I am.
Well,
It's not a bad
Yes,
thing.
Jill.
let's dive
let's
into
go.
this episode, Bulls Rush. So, Season 3, Episode 2. We come in and we're out of Miami and we're headed to
Finally.
Vegas. You know? Vegas, the city that never... No, New York is a city that never sleeps. Vegas is...
Vegas don't
what
sleep
happens
either.
there.
Too. Same city.
Same
Yeah,
city.
yeah.
City, what happens
It's
there
the
stays
same.
there.
No one sleeps there.
She knows.
So Spencer is heading to Vegas to lock down the potential for an NFL team coming to Vegas.
Yep.
Less work for them. Open discussion. Do you think it's moving too fast, or do you think that it would go from one day, hey, I'm here with Wayne, and maybe we should do that stadium thing and head to Vegas for teams?
Yes,
and
it's
now
moving
Spencer's
too
there ready to go.
fast.
I thought
Yeah.
it was way too fast.
Because we see at the end, like the shock, it's too fast.
Yeah, but the thing is, last season I felt like everything moved too slow. So
Right.
I
I
think
agree
they
with
need
that.
to find
A
that,
happy medium.
Yeah, they need to find
Yeah.
that in between because, like, I was just thinking about even like the last episode. Like, I would have loved to see his recovery from his hip replacement. Like, you know, they want to talk about him being this flawed character and he's gone through all this stuff, but it's just like hot and cold. Like, we don't get to see some of that like real emotional side.
Yeah, that plotline just kind of played itself out, and then.
But
just
now
kinda
he,
went
like,
away.
you know,
Yeah,
is
now
shooting
he's just-
blanks.
No
now he's
problem,
So it's like
no
another
pain,
thing.
Now we
no
got a new
issues.
issue. Yeah.
Like,
Now
can get in a monster truck.
Is he shooting
really?
blanks?
Right.
Right.
So,
Same shit. No, I'm kidding.
so while Spencer heads to Vegas to get things set up, Wayne has obviously laid out the red carpet for him because he immediately loves Spencer because Spencer is an ex-athlete. Spencer brings Ricky along as if Ricky... I mean, now, here's the thing. Ricky has been the picture of stability. We know he's very tight with his money, but he comes to Vegas, and it's surprising to me that he's never discovered his taste for gambling
Well,
prior
if
to
you're
the
not,
strip.
if you're that person, you never gamble. So like, if he's always like, oh, I don't like it, never having really tried it, and it's also a lot different too, gambling in the position he's in now, than if he may have went when he was like younger before he made these huge
But I mean, I
That's how they get
disagree
you,
because I mean, when athletes come to Vegas, they pair you with a hostess. They comp your room. That's how they get you. They comp the I mean, they set you up on certain tables with certain limits. That's how they hook you in.
Dang,
So
there needs to be a football
you're
player.
going for the part
I
football,
know.
basketball. No,
No,
because you
they're
got to
going
pay
there
that
to
back.
take your
Yeah,
money.
Vegas
What do you mean
gives
you wanna be-
If they're giving you
No,
that,
no,
that
no,
means
no,
that
no,
they're
no.
expect the return
Yeah.
they're expecting on the
Oh,
table,
yeah.
as we see,
Oh, yeah.
is a great deal.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I
But
wanna be a football
let's
player
dial it
anymore.
back a little bit.
But that's what gambling is once you get that win, that rush, that's what propels you to go again.
It's like an addiction,
Lost
exactly.
everything.
You're like, oh, but I was up
Absolutely.
$1 million. I'm going to get it back.
No, and you're not.
So while Ricky is winning on the tables with Travis Scott, shout out to Travis Scott, by the way. He performed at Houston Rockets' Trevor Ariza's wedding yesterday.
saw that.
So, just shout out to H-Town. Kylie Jenner was there. Anyway, I'm surprised she
she's
wasn't next to
all
him
in
in the
that.
episode at the table because, we have all the celebrity cameos. We
Well,
have
he
Chris
still had some
Carter.
racially ambiguous woman with him, so
I
that
wonder
counts,
when
right?
they shot this. I wonder if that
in the
may have had
spring.
something to do with it.
You know what? When pre Tyga, pre Travis, like the little
And she
small
may-
window in
she
between.
Maybe she's not available. Maybe she was.
You know, I don't know. She was
Pepsi.
with them
Oh my
last
God.
night at the wedding.
She's doing the Pepsi commercial.
Wow.
No, that's Kendall.
Kendall.
Know your Jenners.
Come on.
Kylie's
don't know
lips,
them if
Kendall's the
you know
I
model.
forgot there's a difference.
Anyway, while
Kylie's lips.
that's all
Oh
happening
my
in
God.
Vegas, we are left with Joe in Miami,
Yeah.
handling the business, as always, left to clean up Spencer's mess and to take care of Vernon and Reggie. So we know from last week, Vernon and Reggie are moving forward with the high-powered weed business.
Oh, my
$250,000 cash. Vernon has
called
no
it.
endorsements. But
Yeah.
here's the thing, and I think that Joe was great in bringing this up. You're a DB, a defensive lineman. Nobody cares about you. You are not the sexy position. Do you know what I'm saying?
what?
It's not.
The girls
no,
didn't want him
there's
either.
wide receivers, there's quarterbacks. That's pretty much it. Now, okay, what are you going to say, J.J. Watt?
I was gonna say I'm not really a football guy,
handsome. Okay.
so I can't speak of it from that perspective. But I think in the era we're in of like social media and celebrity status, I think that if you make yourself available and present to your fan base, especially the young kids, I think it's very well possible to start a brand and become popular. Even
No,
if you're not the QB
I'm not
or
saying that.
something.
It is definitely possible to start a brand and
But to get
but you're
endorsements
not
is what
going to
you're
get.
saying.
Yeah.
You're not going to be on with Kendall in the Pepsi commercial.
Yeah,
they're
well, I
not going
think you have
pick
Yeah,
to.
it's
you
not
have
off
to-
top.
To be with Kendall and the Pepsi.
Yeah.
company.
You're
For
not gonna,
real.
you're
Yeah,
not gonna
you're not
get it
gonna
from the
get the-
position. You would have to do something extraordinary outside
Build
of that.
your base.
have
Right.
to.
Right.
Yeah.
So, of course, the Cowboys are not happy that one of their highly played
Mm-hmm.
players is advocating weed, which is still, no matter the state that you're in, illegal in the NFL, which we discussed last week.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why Vernon, this isn't coming together for him.
Vernon turned it up a notch. I
He
was
did.
like, because last week we were just like, he should stop and he needs to step away. But Vernon's like, nah.
Yeah, but
No,
Vernon,
it's turn up.
but
We're
Vernon
ready to
said
get
that
this
it helped
money.
him with his
Well,
leg.
to
That's
be
the main
fair,
problem,
yes.
right?
Pain control. Now,
But
I
they're
thought
not
that was an
THC.
interesting.
That's a smart way to think about it, and that's
Yeah.
a good angle. But they're not.
You're gonna have any angle if you're gonna make.
But they're not
250.
going at it that way. It's not
No.
like
Yeah,
there's
you have
no
the naked
medical.
It's very
Yes.
cheesy
imagery.
and sleazy.
It's all it's
Super
all
high
very
powered.
party.
Super high.
It's
So
very
is this
recreational.
because he's an athlete? Because you have like Snoop Dogg, Miley Cyrus.
Right,
This is
well,
because
but the
he's
because
thing
an
he's a
is-
playing
yeah.
athlete. Yeah.
It's because in the NFL, marijuana is a banned
Right,
substance.
right.
You can be suspended, so you can't advertise for a company that the substance is banned for. Yes, alcohol can advertise in the NFL. It's not a banned substance, but
Which is like way dangerous anyway.
that's the rules.
and he has
they
Dallas
signed the
freaking out
collective-
about it and
They
everything. They're
signed
like,
the collective bargaining
yeah.
agreement, so it is what it is. Let me ask you guys a question though. Do you think Reggie had a point in saying you guys aren't doing anything to get him any other endorsement deals, so we need to look out for our future? Is that a valid reason why they should continue on promoting high powered?
No, not to promote high powered, but he is right. He's not getting a lot of deals, and so that's fine. But God, find something else. My goodness, like high powered is not the thing, because it's his whole brand is just so cheesy and sleazy. And I know he spoke about how CBD helped Vernon to heal faster, which is great. But he's promoting the flower, the THC, not CBD. So there is that difference, and I think he might even be able to get away with a little bit better if he were to promote it from that angle.
Come
It's
on
alright.
with the knowledge and the breaking down of the difference between the substances.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, remember, Vernon and Reggie almost had a falling out. So I think Reggie's just trying to do whatever he can to be his assistant. Remember the money manager thing?
Yeah.
And if that's all they can get, he's gonna get the hot chicks in. He's gonna repost everything. He's gonna take photos. He's just trying to not just be the friend that was legging around.
Just getting
yeah,
money.
he's trying to get him something.
And it's also him thinking. You have to remember where his perspective is too. It's much smaller than a lot of the other characters we see. To him, that's what you do. Okay, we're gonna get a brand. Okay, let's get some hot models and we'll get them
Let's get
topless
some hot
and we'll
models.
take some
Let's
pictures.
get some hoodies
Yeah, they're
and
not
a car.
thinking
Zoom,
bigger
go.
with
Yeah.
bigger business
But
goals.
to be fair, you said to market to the audience, and that is very effective, more than likely to the audience that he's
Yeah,
probably
which is
more than
true, yeah,
likely
to
to
the
connect
kids
with.
Oh
and
yeah,
all
he's
the
gonna
street and
take
all that
off.
stuff.
Yeah. So also in this episode, we were introduced to a new character, Kassan,
Yeah, we
the
were.
running back, who was chilling in the office. By the way, he'll be in
Straight
August
thugging.
9th.
Oh, sweet.
He'll be in studio with us, so we'll
yeah.
be interviewing and
Welcome.
talking to him. But anyway, Kassan is a running back, obviously sort of a diva, as all the clients seem to be, chilling in the office with his boys, mad at Joe, demanding
Wants a
that
new manager.
that his
Agent.
money.
Yeah, he wants
Once
a new
again, this is the thing that's curious to me. Do you go to your money manager to find a new agent? Or do you talk to one of your teammates that's getting a better contract? I just wonder.
no,
I
you
know
can go
you
to your
take
money
referrals
manager.
from anywhere.
For sure.
But do you go to your money manager for your agent?
For the sake of
Yeah.
I know for the
show?
sake of the show you
Yes.
do. I'm just saying.
I mean,
you
I guess
know.
it
You would,
depends
he should
on-
talk to his teammates. That seems
Maybe
like
your
it.
teammates.
I can say from an actor standpoint, like you absolutely will go to your manager and say, "Hey, I'm having some issues." Like, who else is on your roster?
But your money manager.
It just depends on what your relationship with your money manager is.
So-
like
Yeah.
Okay.
we see a lot of places, you know, they've already exhibited they're doing a little bit more than just money managing,
Yes,
right?
indeed.
So if
They're managing their life.
if they're a little more involved in the same similar way with this character, we just haven't seen it. Then it kind of makes sense that, you know, something happened with his agent that, you know, he stole from him or whatever. He got mad and he fired him, and now he's like, I need a new agent. Give me somebody, you know, just because that's the relationship that they have. So maybe they're the problem solver for him. So that's why.
Yeah.
So, Kisan is obviously from Florida. So he Joe sets up a meeting with Jason. So obviously, Jason has to presumably be tested. He has to go meet him in the hood, wait for him
He's
to show
on the
up.
streets.
He's
just
on the streets in
waiting
a
on the
park
side of the
chilling,
road.
and he gets jacked. You know, people roll up on him. It seemed like he had been through this before. He knows the drill.
Yeah.
Oh, you need some gas money? Here's an extra 35 for your trouble. Then they want his phone. The phone is an agent's lifeline. So he gave him $500 that he had hidden in his shoe. Do
That's
you think,
telling that he's hiding money in his shoe, by the way.
I mean, he knew he was going to the hood,
exactly.
and he knew there's a chance that he would be jacked. So
Yeah.
he might need to take an Uber home or something. I don't know. You know, he's gonna need some type of transportation money. What did you guys think about that setup and how we were introduced to Kassan? I felt like it was a little cliche. Like we've seen this before.
It was like almost like just like a comedy, like just pulled the gun out and yeah. And at first, I actually thought that they knew Kassan. I thought it like right away. I thought it was kind of like a joke, like he was gonna like pop up in the back seat.
I thought that
and,
too.
You're awesome.
Like, ha
you know,
ha.
that's
I
what
was
I
gonna
thought.
You
it was.
passed.
Both of them are
Yeah.
like
In your head.
he actually got robbed. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens.
So what do you
Yeah.
think about
I thought it
him?
was
Well, I know people
great.
can get
I-
robbed.
I didn't
But
say
I mean, but
that. What are you
that's-
talking about,
Yeah,
Nate?
no.
You literally
We
went.
did not look that way. Oh my God.
Whatever. That's
Okay,
beside
so
the point.
what do you guys think about the fact that, okay, they set it up, he got robbed, Jason finds Kassan later. Somehow Kassan couldn't send him a text to let him know it was an emergency. He had to pick up his niece. But then he wants to go ride on the homie that took his money for him.
What was the
Sight
point to me?
unseen.
What was the point though?
Of what?
And that was kind of what was the point
was
in
the
that
point of that
whole
whole
setup
scene?
and then
Well,
having
it's
him go ride?
establishing him as a street character and not like Vernon, where like Vernon's kind of from the streets ish. He didn't grow up with
But
money.
he's not a street dude.
No, he's not. Kassan is like G'd up, obviously, because he gets the respect of this guy. That's how you know that guy has respect, because he doesn't even have to threaten him with violence. He just threatens the car because he knows there's no repercussions. You're not going to hit me for whatever reason it is. So for me, it lays the groundwork for something else later to come back, to where his street past is going to come back for some situation. That's how I saw it. That's why it played out that way. I thought it was fairly realistic in the way it went down.
yeah. I mean, yes, but I don't know. I'm just kind of like boring. Once again,
Yeah.
here we go with the street character. But anyway, let's dip back off to Vegas. In the meantime, Spencer
boy.
runs into his old girlfriend, Chloe.
Just like Tracy.
Just like Tracy, yeah. This
like-
time she works for Wayne somehow in the
They
business.
knew each other from the past.
And, you know, Spencer, as I said at first, he's going to meet with the mayor to get her approval about bringing the stadium and using public funds. She tells him was he a senator? What was the gentleman that he took
It's like
to?
a congressman.
Congressman,
chairman.
okay. His role. Congressman that was
He is
against...
a councilman. I
A
think.
councilman
Yeah.
against Las Vegas being the breeding ground for a new stadium, because, you know, people are tired of using their public funds to pay for these stadiums where they don't really get a benefit. They're like, oh, the jobs, and it's not really that much of an economic push-up
Well,
for
they also-
the area.
he also
but-
Why
mentioned,
isn't
too,
it
that-
for Vegas? I'm
Well,
just
they
curious.
have that system in place that works for them of the weekend, and people are usually leaving on Sunday or Monday.
I thought that was
Just
a
like you
great
mentioned
point
that.
when Spencer
Yeah.
brought up, though, that they, you know, even if they're not drunk, they might stay over an extra day, a little extra bump in hotel revenue, a little extra bump at the tables, maybe.
I
But
agree.
I feel like there's an intentional pattern that's created there. I feel like in some way in Vegas they like having that Monday, Tuesday to kind of reset and bring things back back because there's no way they can keep stuff going 24/7.
They try it.
yes.
It's Vegas.
When I
Not
go
a
Sunday,
high-
Monday, Tuesday, and it's exhausting. Like it's constant stimulation.
So Spencer comes up with this scheme that he was a former Vegas resident because that's going to convince the councilman that he knows what Vegas needs.
Right.
And he takes them to a monster truck rally where Chloe's hooked it up so that Spencer gets shouted out,
Yeah.
much like with the baseball game we saw. What was that, season 1?
Right.
Prop
These
them
type
up,
of
make them
things.
look good.
You know, yeah, which I'm not mad at. That's what
Yeah.
a superstar, Super Bowl, NFL player, these are the
That's what
things
you
that
feel.
you can do. But I just didn't really understand outside of the lovely women rubbing on him in the suite, and maybe the councilman enjoyed it. How is that convincing him? Yeah, we need football.
He likes
Just the
monster
crowd
trucks.
reaction.
Yeah.
The crowd obviously was into it, but they were also just hopped up that Spencer's truck flipped over that he
Right.
scooted out of, like you said,
That's
with
no
no
big
problem
deal.
after getting
And
a
they've been
replacement
drinking
hip,
like
not
that
much
adrenaline.
milk.
They're just so.
They're just
up.
ready to go.
Yeah.
And Spencer once again saves the day with the setup that he's going to be responsible for at least potentially putting people in the position to bring some money into Vegas. Open discussion.
Bringing attention.
Well, the one thing about the councilman, it's like those old rich men that want to live vicariously through someone like Spencer. So then you
Much
could-
like Wayne.
it's exactly the same thing. Yeah, and Wayne
good point.
likes Spencer because it's almost the kid he never was. It's like, oh, you really had to work. You know, it's that whole thing. So it could work for him, but again, I don't think it's realistic. Like and so Anderson doesn't know this is happening, and he just announced it like that. It's not gonna be good.
yeah. That's how I was
I
like,
didn't think about
History
that.
repeats itself.
Yeah, Anderson is kind of used to. I think he's banking on the fact that Anderson wants to be in bed with Wayne. He's been trying for so long,
Right.
and that why he brought Spencer in the first place. If we take it back, is Spencer's name opens doors and commands respects that just Anderson cannot get on his own.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But I think
boy.
I think he has good intentions, but I don't think Anderson, from a respect perspective, is just going to be happy that it just all happened behind his back.
But he should know that this is
Right, I know,
This
and
is how it
this
keeps going
Yeah.
down.
and he also introduced them and saw
Yeah.
them hit it off and stuff, and he knows Spencer is a businessman. But I just think that he's going to, at some point, put his foot down and be like, "Look, I put you in the boss in charge of those, but remember, you still work for me. I'm still the boss. I still have all the money and the power, whatever, blah 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 blah." Just to kind of check him. I just see that coming.
See, I think he kind of
course.
stepped toes a little bit. Okay.
as he always does.
Yeah. What else is new?
So speaking of boss situations, we see Charles is still going through his paces with Seaford back in Miami. Do you think Charles needs to get over it and step up? I know he's obviously used to his wife taking control of sort of things.
Clearly.
Do you think he is going to be able to overcome his sort of timidness this season? Do we see that? Well, let's get into predictions, I guess. I mean, since we started with that, and Nate.
And now, your AfterBuzz
Is our
TV
man.
Yes.
prediction.
Like,
I mean,
if there
'cause
was
that's
another
a
man in the
male
room,
thing.
say it.
Because Charles seems a little henpecked to me, but
Yeah, I mean, he definitely seems like an introvert, so that kind of a position doesn't seem like it would suit him. But I think he'll be able to pull it together. I think something's gonna happen. I don't know what will happen, but something's gonna give him a confidence, or he's gonna be like, "Oh, I can actually do this," and then I think he'll be good. I think he's gonna continue with the franchise, whatever.
the
name.
Dolphins.
Yes.
That football
The
thing.
team.
The team.
Yeah.
Any other predictions for this episode? Anything else that you saw?
Well, I don't trust Larry. I think that Charles is going to get walked all over. I really
think
do.
so?
I do. For some reason, though, it's only in that position. Because when we see him talking to Vernon and Reggie, like, he always does well. When
He
it's
bossed up,
Yeah, when
yeah.
it's the guys, he does well. But for some reason, when it's like,
It's a different type of confidence, though, when you're
right,
talking in front of people
he
you're comfortable
struggles.
with.
But
And
I don't know. I
than
mean, I
complete
could see him
strangers.
eventually, like, taking over. But I think he's going to get, walked on a little bit too much. He's going to finally have to stand up for himself.
Okay, I can see that
I
happening.
think it's
too.
also a good thing though that his wife went over that play-by-play of how well he did in
Just
front
like a
of those
motivational
reporters.
speaker.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, girl, that's right. But I think we kind of spoke on this last week that he proves himself. So I think eventually he will, and it's going to come to that point. It's going to come to a head but I don't know how it's going to end. Is he going to blow up, or is he going to be able to handle himself well? That's what I want to know. I wonder if he's going to blow up because he just
Looks
can't.
like there's
He
a
can do that
situation
sometimes.
because he's upset that Seaford is taking credit for some moves that he's
Yeah.
made.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Are
and
we
I want
are we
to
saying
know what's going to
predictions?
happen with Ricky too.
And
I
his
want to
gam-
know
his
I
newly
want to know
developed
how much
gambling
money
problem.
he lost exactly.
Yeah, in total. That's what I want to know. 'Cause
He's having a
blew-
baby on the way. I think he's going through some stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely living life on the edge.
Are we still doing predictions?
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say one more thing. I was gonna say one more thing about that. I think this baby is gonna bring his mother finally out of the woodwork. I think that either the Amber chick's gonna move in and cause some, friction with Dennis, or from that, the mom's. I mean, anytime someone's having a baby, it's like the mom, comes back in. So, but I think he's gonna be like an amazing father. I feel like he's always searching for something. So maybe this will be
His settlement after he
will be
gets over
it.
his gambling problem.
I think it's I think after the weekend, I don't think he'll go back and gamble.
He's gonna want his
anymore.
money back
I think
from Spencer though after this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely gonna be
That's
more
gonna
pressure
push
for
it.
that.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
he's gonna need it. I think
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spencer's gonna have to push the.
I want to know
stadium
exactly how much he lost, because he said something about being close to $1 million when Spencer was first there and Travis was there and all that, and then later he had even more money.
He was up
'Cause he
at least-
already lost
he
$1
was
million.
up $500,000. We know he was down $1 million. He asked for another $1 million markers, so not sure where
Oh
he's
my
at in there. But it's significant.
Yeah.
Significant.
It's a lot.
So my prediction is gambling is going to come back up again. I don't think it's just a one-time thing, because Vegas is a whole season for this
Yeah.
this season.
Yeah.
It's a primary thing. So I think that it's going to be something that comes up again for him. I also think that Chloe might stick around for a little bit for Spencer, so that he actually has a love interest this year, since we kind of dialed it back last season with he and Tracy. So we'll see.
Unless the Vegas thing
You don't think so?
falls apart.
And then they just
and
move
that's
back
why
to
it's
LA.
been going through so quickly, because it's gonna
No, I
explode in their
I
face
can see
in
them
some
just
way.
like kind of keep hooking up. But I mean, we know he's all about business, and then he dates the women from the past that are about business.
Does he
So-
date them,
Or
or does he just see them again and
you
have
can
sex
say
with
it.
them?
Do they just have sex? Okay.
I think
Well,
they
no,
go
I mean
on
they
a date.
well they hang out, they
Yeah,
go
they
have
hang out,
drinks,
yeah.
but
But
Is
I don't
that
know.
not
If,
a date?
I don't know if we're ever gonna see him like in like this relationship that evolved.
I mean, well,
I'd
there's
love to.
dating and then there's a relationship, right? So this is
I
just
like this
kind
Chloe
of dating
chick.
with
I
benefits.
guess.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
pretty down
Like,
to
oh,
earth.
she's great.
Yeah.
She's strong.
But I don't think she sees him as like a, oh, Spencer and I are gonna get
Yeah.
together now and settle down. I don't think she sees that at all.
He's
And I
just
think
a
that's
good time.
I
Spencer
think that's
can
gonna
see
be
that.
his
Yeah,
thing
no.
this season of him rekindling with these lovers again and again and realizing like I kind of like what am I doing in the future now? I'm, like,
But
starting
is
to feel
it ever
alone
gonna
and, like,
change, or is it just like?
well, I
this
think
is-
that's going to be the question
Yeah.
of him trying to, can I settle down? Can I be this guy, or am I just going to be
I think
a
that is a
baller?
theme. Yeah, I think that's a theme for the season, because if you
You like
think
how I
about
did
it,
that?
him,
Mm-hmm.
you
She
know,
just rolled her
having
eyes
the
so
morale,
hard.
him wondering, are my swimmers active? Can they actually populate
That's what I was
the
saying. He's
womb?
gonna start wanting to settle down.
So I feel like that's an overarching theme, because we see Ricky is dealing with impending fatherhood. So lots
Yeah.
of things to look forward to. We saw some little explosive previews for the next upcoming weeks.
Yeah,
So make sure you're back here next Sunday, 9 p.m. Pacific time on AfterBuzz TV. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Thumbs up on YouTube.
Yeah.
5
Yes.
stars on iTunes. That's how it goes, right?
Right.
Right. So Nate, tell them where they can find you.
Guys, you can find me on social media at Dog Like Nate. I'm also hosting the Preacher After Show, and I do a video game podcast called Inventory Full
Yeah.
every Monday at 5.
And again, everyone, I'm Ivanna Williams, and you can follow me on Twitter at Ivanna L. Williams, and you can also catch me hosting your local red carpets.
Oh, and I'm Suzette Babb. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm just doing followers right now, so you can only see me here.
I'm Jill Munroe. You can find me at Stiletto Jill. Check me out tomorrow on the Power After Show. We have a special guest. So make sure you're checking that out. And make
it a
sure you're
secret?
back here. It's Julio. You guys see Julio J.L. Rodriguez. So
I love Julio.
Yeah.
make sure you're watching tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard
I'll be
Time.
watching.
Back with Ballers for episode 3 next Sunday at 9 p.m. And thank you for checking
See
us
you
out this
later.
week.
That's it,
We will
we're
see you
out.
next time.
Bye!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.